welcome to this episode of Retro Game Living Room. Today, we're going to be taking a quick look at a game for one of my very favorite consoles of all time, one that a lot of people don't like. That console is the Sega Genesis 32X, known in other regions as the Sega Mega 32X, because it's mega power. Also because Genesis was called Mega Drive in other regions. The game that we're going to be looking at is not a game that was on cartridge, like most games. This here is my autographed copy of Mortal Kombat 2. It's a game that was on CD. In the US, there were two types of CD game releases. Most of them were made by digital pictures, and only one was an official Sega of America release. Sega of America had planned other releases, and one of those other releases was Surgical Strike. This is the game that we're going to be taking a closer look at today. This is a 2007 re-release, which is a very extremely high quality reproduction of Surgical Strike on Sega CD 32X. We're going to take a quick look at the story, why this game was so extremely rare, and why it's significant that this re-release happened at all. Stick around. Here it is, Surgical Strike for 32X CD. I like on the package already that it says New Project 2017, so this cannot be ever mistaken with a legitimate copy of the real game, which is worth thousands of dollars. This is a super nice package. Let's take a closer look here. And the packaging is professionally done. So this was only released in Brazil, so we have kind of a mixture of American art and Brazil art on this game. We can take a look at the back of the box. You can see that all the information is indeed in Portuguese, which is fair because that's the region in which this was released. Let's go ahead and open it up here. I'm going to open it up very carefully. So I really want to preserve this box. Let's show you everything inside the box. I'm going to take things out one at a time. First, let's look at the game. The game comes in a simple jewel case, one of these little half ones that you can order in bulk. Open it up. I want to show you the quality of the disc. Obviously, the disc is super clean because it's brand new. It's only been played once so far. Just look at the quality of the production of the CD. This isn't a sticker on a burned CD. This is a professionally printed, textured, just an extremely impressive disc. This is not your normal reproduction, because this is more than a reproduction. This is a project of love done by 32X collectors to give something back to the community. Also in the box we get this really nice manual. It's really cool to see manuals, especially for games in 2017 where we don't see manuals that often anymore. The manual is entirely in Portuguese. It would have been cool if they came with an English version as well as a Portuguese version, but I understand I'm trying to cut down on the cost. We're trying to get this out to collectors for a reasonable price. And when you're doing that, it's important not to try and add too many extras to make the cost unbearable for more casual collectors, or in this case, more casual 32X fans. Tectoy is the company in Brazil that distributed Sega products. Sega is extremely popular in Brazil. And so we also have this card here that tells the story of the myth and the legend of Surgical Strike. There are actually two cards. This is the English version, and this is the Portuguese version. Front and back, they even have a spot on the back where it cites all the sources they used to put this story together. One thing I wanted to show you is another item that's in the box, which is this poster. This is just a really cool thing to do. Not only was it really cool of them to put this together and release this for us, but this is just a super cool extra to have, right? I mean, look at that thing. I'm not going to put this on my wall. I'm not going to frame it. I'm going to keep it in its box, but it's just something extra. This is what video games came with back in the 90s. This is a really awesome thing to do. So these guys who put this together for us, I really owe them a million thanks. So the next thing we're going to do is take a look at the video game.
It's happened. The renegade terrorist has begun launching missiles on innocent civilian populations. His rebel armies are attacking villages without cause, creating a path of destruction across the Middle East.
I am invincible.
I want to tell you a little bit about the story behind this Surgical Strike 32X CD release. This was a planned release from Sega of America. It was supposed to come out in 1995. In fact, if you ordered Surgical Strike for Sega CD, you were supposed to have been able to send away and pay only shipping to have the 32X copy of the game. It was thought canceled and lost, but in 2008, I was hanging out on the consolecity.com forums when someone posted proof that it had turned up in Brazil. Sega16.com later interviewed the former chairman of Tectoy, the company in Brazil that published Sega games and systems, who revealed that 500 copies of this game were made. But to that point, only 2 to 5 actual versions of the game have been known to exist. 2 for sure, and 3 more that are a little bit questionable. I'll provide a link in the comments to a photo of the story that's cited from this game release. Basically, though, this took the death of a video game collector and the heart of other video game collectors to get this game, reproduce it, and get the ISO out there publicly for free. Link to that will also be in the information section of this video. I just want to offer my heartfelt thanks to these guys for doing this. I love Sega 32X. I got it for Christmas in 1994. My mom was working at 3 jobs. Me, her, and my sister lived in a 2-bedroom apartment after my dad left. It was really special to me to be able to play, Doom on my Sega Genesis and Star Wars Arcade and Knuckles Chaotix. I have such a soft spot in the system, in my heart for the system. The system means a whole lot to me, and I have every game right now except for 2. And thanks to this release, I'm a little bit closer to a full set. If you love Sega, if you love collecting, if you love 32X, you owe it to yourself to get a copy of this, or at least get the ISO and burn it and try it out. I mean, look how good this video looks. This is great for a Sega 32X CD game. Thank you for watching this video. I want to give a really big thanks for the entire team that was responsible for making this game available to game collectors and the general public today. Was it worth $60? Absolutely. You bet it was. If you're a 32X fan, if you are a video game collector, if you love Sega or Sega CD or whatever, you owe it to yourself to get this before it's gone. This is one hell of a collectible. Links to purchase this game are going to be in the description of this video. Check out their website. Also, if you just want to play it and burn it yourself, guess what? They're so awesome they released the ISO for the game for free. So you can try it, you can experience it without having to buy it. This though, physical copy with a manual and a poster, it's absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching.